Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 Selinske U.S. Masters Championships. This is the final round of the PDGA Major. Myself, Jennifer Allen, Sandra Richardson, and Lisa Fajkus jump back up to the lead card on the final day. Thank you so much for joining us and following along all week long. This is it. We crown a champion. And there was a cut to 40%, so you are going to see just the three of us teeing off.
We are on hole one. The distance is 352 feet, and this is playing as a par 3.
I personally try just to play this shot straight. You don't want to hyzer off there to the left. It makes it difficult. If you turn over to the right side, it does open up a hyzer, but landing anywhere in the middle where you can pitch up. This is one I don't think any of us would birdie unless we threw it in. So I'm just going with a Mako, trying to slide it up towards the middle. Yep. I will give a quick shout out to my co-commentator here, Sandy Hendel and Mel Ring. Were on the other card completing our top 5 for the final day. So congratulations to all of us and all the women who played this week. It's really been an incredible week here in Ruidoso. Nice, beautiful drive. That's going to cut back right to the middle. Nice placement. So hoping for a little ground play, and I got it.
And you got it.
This is kind of a tricky position. Trying to do a turnover shot up a hill at elevation is probably extremely difficult, maybe one of the toughest things to do. Forehand is going to fly better. The way that's spinning is going to go up the hill a lot better. Not the best footing for Sandra. Having to keep her arms up above those branches changes your putt. You can see it even hit a branch as she was releasing, so that was unfortunate. This is the beautiful Oso Canyon. We played 2 courses here all week. There were 4 played for the event, all divisions. I think there was, I'm just throwing this out here, maybe like 500 people here from AMS, and 40 all the way up to 80 out here playing AMS and Pro. So wonderful time.
That's a good estimate. Okay, we are on hole 2. This is a 249-foot hole, and it is a par 3.
Going straight up the hill here is going to play probably like 320, 315 maybe.
I agree.
Another, like back-to-back, just difficult holes that you can really get to for birdie. You can see this green is very heavily guarded.
No, I did it again.
I released this thing wrong all week, but that one was a little lucky.
Look at the circle.
Yeah.
Just inside the circle. It is a mess.
So Lisa overcorrected for one. I did releasing early. Lets that go just a hair late, and it's going to catch that second tree there. Halfway up the fairway. Sandra giving it everything she's got to try to get up there to a pitch around. So these little shrubs all along this fairway really do hinder what we're doing, but she still almost throws that one in, sitting right there for the tap in par. Crickets. I didn't hear crickets out there.
Well, it's because we're having so much fun laughing.
Yeah, and my music, but you know.
Great putt.
Solid uphill putt. Really have to let those go high to get them to stay in. Putts at elevation sure do like to drop extremely fast. And then you go to the flip side of that, and I'm putting straight downhill.
Nice birdie, baby.
That's one I definitely did not count on getting.
Look, somebody forgot their lunchbox. Lisa's cute little bag.
No one wants a big bag to climb these hills.
Still hold your favorite dish.
Okay, we are on hole 3. This is a 417-foot par 3.
Very difficult hole. I know, I'm just going to go ahead and say was not birdied. Huge hyzer to try to fight into the trees. Several of us even accidentally hit trees and laid up short in the first round, and that was a good landing zone. But we don't have wind today, so I am going just as far around
Backside.
as I could possibly go, and we'll just see where it ends up. Day 1, the wind was pushing right to left really hard and hit all of us into that very first pine tree. So all of us able to get around on the right side, hopefully opening up our approaches. I really loved, I'm going to have to say, but I always loved the old school par 54, but these pars are difficult. Like, you earn your birdies out here. This could have been probably played as a par 4 for the women, but lowest score wins. So, I mean, to me, that never really upsets me on what the pars are.
I agree.
I really like the challenge. I think it pushes me harder to fight and do better the best I can when the pars are more difficult. Just a little short. Had a nice line in there. Jump putts don't fly as far, but I'm finally getting them down. I can jump up maybe 75, 80 feet here. That's like max. But I was doing the same thing. We're like little bulls out here. The footing is just really difficult. Even when you're not on the rocks, you get in these dirts and there'll be little tiny rocks under the dirt. And it just kind of feels funny. You want a clean push off on that back foot. So unfortunate bogey there for Lisa and Sandra. I'm going to tap in this par, which feels like a birdie.
Oh, yeah, my favorite.
Well, it should. Okay, we are on hole 4. This is a 278-foot par 3.
Quick shout out to Ace Run Pro for this amazing drone footage. This is a hole that had this barrier right about here all week. We could not get past it. I couldn't practice, so I don't know what was going on. Some weird winds, but trying to get anywhere up there on the top of the hill. It's pretty nice green. I went as high as possible because like we were hitting low day 1, but I unfortunately catch that tree there on the left. Lisa still is really low, so there must be a weird little current, the wind that comes over that hill and just kind of pushes them down.
You really don't know till you start climbing the hill.
Right.
Smash into the hill.
Yeah,
I think
so
that went like 100 feet.
she went really long round 1, so I think she tried to keep that just a little bit lower. It looked great. I didn't realize she caught that little tiny growing cedar so much. Lisa slides up there nicely. The views up on these greens, you just can't beat them. I was proud of myself. I'm going to go ahead and say that for all these little forehands, but like I said, the jump putts just weren't there. I knew it wasn't possible. Awesome attempt by Sandra to save that par. I'm going to tap in my par there. Sandra had been putting great all week, and we were talking about how we really could feel the fatigue of all the climbing, all the golf, mentally, physically. So putts kind of hit a little lower. Woo! Hi.
Okay, this is hole 5, 373 feet, and we have a par 4.
Finally a par 4, and we need it all the way up to the top of this part of the mountain. Any landing zone around here with the hyzer or the straight shot, depending on the wind, the big turnover is also there to try to progress up to where you could pitch up for the birdie. we had a little bit of better wind, so I tried the big Annie, trying to get some nice glide, and I really liked that landing zone over on the left. Felt like the green kind of opened up a little bit more in practice. We'll see if it works this time. That's a great spot by Lisa. Sandra trying to follow through.
Yeah, well, I wanted to try to get flight in it.
That was such a beautiful approach from way down the hill.
That looked very.
Lisa following that line as well, and both of them getting to the disc to stick up there by the basket. This one kind of sits a little bit on a cliff, so I got a little bit too far over, and I knew that was going to hyzer out that way, but I really didn't like the jump putt or the hyzer either. So still having some PTSD from yesterday.
It's so far.
So probably about 50 feet downhill on some rocks. Not the best footing. A little bit of headwind in the face. Gonna try with the baby jumper.
There you go. I was like, that landing is not as soft.
She is correct. There was much more grass at Moon Mountain.
That was a good birdie for Lisa.
And we have all discovered that you just need that extra couple breaths. You know, even on these short ones, if you just slow down after climbing these hills, and I'm sure you two noticed since it was just two of you, but the three of us today really could tell
Disc
that
Golf Dyers Guild is your go-to resource for disc dying instruction, ideas, and information. A community that pools its resources for the betterment of the group. Come check out our courses, dying supplies, online community contests, raffles, and the Dying to Listen podcast where you get to put a face or sound to your favorite dyers. So, if you always wanted to try disc dyeing, or you've been dying for a while, there's something for you.
Okay, we are on hole 6. This is a 342-foot par 3.
really fun shot up at the top of the ridge of this part of the mountain. Nice flat straight shot. If you can get it to finish over to the right, you're going to have a look at birdie. What I was saying is we could tell that there were just three of us and we were playing so much faster, and there was no backups. We could not catch our breath today like we had those breaks and slower play on the previous days. So we're a lot more winded than the previous rounds for sure.
Well, this was the first time that I have ever played in a group of 2.
Yeah, it makes a difference, doesn't it?
It's a big difference.
Going high with the katana, hoping this baby hyzers out because you can't ever see it from the tee.
Oh, wow, Jen.
We didn't even, it looked like from our vantage point on the tee that I went long.
Oh, that was
we had
fantastic.
no clue that it was parked until we got up there.
Well, we put a lot of practice into that shot.
We did. I lost my TL, the only disc I lost all week. It's still up in one of those pine trees. Probably that one by the green. I've hit there twice now, so.
Headed down. I thought sure you were long. You do it perfect. Little katana.
Gotta love the tap-in birdies.
I don't know what weight it is. It's so old.
I steal my daughter's disc when I come to elevation.
No, what? That makes you walk away.
We are on hole 7. This is a 299-foot par 3, playing as an island.
Yeah, very large island, but I think it's one of the most iconic holes on this course. Beautiful shot across the valley, trying to get something understable to flip up and just glide across there softly. I'm going with my Champ Mako 3. And it tried to glide into the hole last time. Today it just dropped out. So again, every day on the mountain the winds are a little bit different. Lisa felt awesome about hers as well, and the same thing happens. It just dies right before it gets up to the basket. And as you can see, there is no path in front of this tee. You walk several hundred feet to the right, and then you switch back, back up and down. It's just like you're driving up and down a mountain. That's how we walk this hole.
It's about 10 minutes to get to the basket.
That was a layup, you guys. That was a really bad layup.
That was a horrible lie.
Yeah, Sandra had a stick right in her face, and that was kind of dangerous.
Fantastic.
Able to keep her footing in the loose dirt. This is one of those you're hoping you don't slide when you go to push. I know, it looked high, didn't it?
It did.
I did not want to putt low. So really aimed up towards the band, was able to get that stick. Good job for Sandra, taking her time.
We are on hole 8. This is playing as a 352-foot par 3.
Most of us take this flight of the drone, which is the kind of like shortcut over this ridge. Basket sitting on a very steep slope, but just a pause and look. I'm gonna miss this view so bad.
I don't want to go home.
This is probably the most iconic hole on this course. So a couple of back-to-back, just absolute beautiful holes.
So I noticed you were taking the shortcut.
Definitely took the shortcut, and Lisa did as well. I think she might have went forehand round. I can't remember. But there is a path that we walk, and you can throw. That's over here to the left. There is a Mando, but the slope off to the left is so drastic that only a lefty or a very strong forehand should ever attempt to go that way. Any kind of Annie turnover would just hyzer out down the hill.
Tough three.
Yeah, this is another one that would be a soft par 4. I did get inside circle on day 1, but this is just another hole you do not plan to birdie. If you do, it's a bonus. You're shooting for par.
A few of the women were asking if it was a par 4.
Yeah. It's okay. I thought I played around like so much extra. I played really far out to the right, and it still rolled down the hill. Sandra did a much better job. She hit the ground like 20 feet up away from the basket. Lisa's like, okay, I can do that too. So I left myself with a little bit of work to do.
Great putting today.
Yeah, it's feeling good. Finally, like you said, maybe getting used to the changes of elevation, making the adjustments. Hoping that when we go down to Vegas next week, it doesn't change that. So tapping in the 4, that feels like a par.
You want one more? Championship Sunday?
Now, Dan, let's meet our women's finalists.
How hard did she throw that?
I mean, the women's division is getting a lot tougher.
She's not holding back. Nope.
Good round, ladies.
We are on hole 9. This is a 538-foot par 4.
Super fun shot to throw. Back to back to back iconic holes.
Correct.
Hit this very small gap through the middle. There is a big hyzer route that we saw one of our other fellow FP40 competitors, Erica, throwing. You have to be very careful. If you miss everything and keep that nose angle down, you could pass this by a couple hundred feet. Or you hit anything and you're 400 feet away from the basket. So it is a par 4 because of how difficult that is. That's not really, distance really isn't a factor on the par 4. Just starts turning, an unfortunate kick gets her off to the right side, but she's still most of the way down.
Coming for you, Dustin.
Sandra threw this about 700 feet day 1. It's So she adjusts, makes it even lower, hoping for some great ground play. She gets a little bit, but she's going to have that look for eagle, I think, if she wants it. I want to see this.
Oh, wow, that was close.
That would have been just like, I haven't thrown anything in forehand like that. So super fun to throw. Not super fun to putt back at it, but
No.
it was really fun to try to throw that one in. Lisa just pitching over. That tree really kind of eliminates Sandra's eagle bid, but she can pitch up there for the tap-in birdie. So again, flew probably 55 plus feet, straight uphill jump. Really tried to keep it high to try to give it a chance. Goes a little long.
Yeah, great putt, Lisa.
Beautiful birdie. Loved how the wind just settled down for us and allowed us to enjoy this beautiful last day out here. Got a little toasty.
Oh, it sure
I
did.
mean, we were freezing in the mornings earlier in the week, and now I'm like wishing I had a tank top.
Today's sunscreen was needed.
Yes.
Yeah, Jen.
Good par. With the attempt for eagle.
Putted back
Yeah.
north further than my drive.
And just like that, we're halfway through our final round.
Okay, we are on hole 10. This is an uphill 190-foot par 3.
Nice little turnover. Forehand would play great, or something that's going to slightly turn off to the right. There is a hyzer line as well that you have to fight back up the hill. So depending on how hard you want to throw it, Lisa takes the hyzer line. She went a little more straight at it today. Oh, that's how she ended up over there.
Oh, no.
Wow. So very unfortunate roll, but she can putt back up at the basket, and that's a little easier than the downhill putt. Sandra going high, overcorrecting a little bit from throwing it straight into the hill as she did on day one. Going with the old flippy Mako, trying just to line drive it up there. Need a little more turn to get the ace run.
Well, that'll be a fun putt coming back.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
You're outside, aren't you? Yeah, go.
We're going to start calling her Lisa the Bull.
Good, over there.
Oh,
Such
so close.
good bid. I would have probably attempted to get to the knee if the terrain was not horrible.
So scary.
Wanted to give it a chance, but you also don't want to fly by.
Okay, Jen.
Like 90% center, just a hair left, little soft. That was the first one I just stepped up, grabbed my putter, and tossed it.
Yeah, I noticed how quick that was.
It was really quick. I wanted to smack myself for that one because I just said I really felt great about taking a couple extra breath from walking around so much in the elevation. So that would be my tip of the week, is just if you're up in elevation, just stop and slow down just a hair, especially if you're playing on these baskets.
I forgot you have to hit these baskets absolutely perfect or they...
Okay, we are on hole 11. This hole is 64 feet, par 3.
Yeah, fun little downhill shot. It's going to play closer to 200
I
feet,
agree.
210 maybe. if you get anywhere near the basket, you're typically going to continue on down outside circle 1. So playing the low skip is kind of the shot, or hitting a tree like that's not too bad. It's about the only way to slow it down, but there is quite a bit of rocks on this fairway, so playing the skip is difficult as well. Just a few inches over, and that would have been a nice flight for Sandra. Unfortunately, she gets a big kickoff to the left. Going with the AVR X3, just tossing it up and hoping it does what it's supposed to do.
Oh my goodness.
Man, where's the zoom? We needed to see how close that. That was a nice, fun skip. She was not injured in that throw. She is okay. Screaming, grunting. All is accepted on the mountains. So this is a pretty big death putt for Lisa. This is where you just pretend it's all flat behind you, and just like that.
Did what I told you not to do. Did what I told you not to do. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
great.
Just throw it in. Okay.
Jen. Beautiful.
Wow.
Those uphill putts, you just have to, trust it and just throw it as hard as possible. I mean, that's
Stay far away from the basket.
such a harder putt, or more spin on it than typical.
I put so much on that.
I always love Sandra's co-commentating.
Okay, we are on hole 12. This is a 334-foot par 3.
Really fun shot, especially if the wind helps us out. Nice little left to right fading shot. Beautiful green, nice and flat where we can attack it. You can kind of go low and straighter at it, but if with a nice little breeze and really get something to pan out to the right, try to get the distance so you can attempt the birdie. So going with this flippy lightweight katana again. I've decided I've got to try it throwing this when I get down to Vegas, because I guarantee you it's not going to hyzer like that.
Well, I will take it off your hands.
How does that hyzer out?
Sandra going with the same line, just loses speed, and another unfortunate tree kick. I mean, she was all over those trees today. It was really unfortunate because they were really battling. She played so good all week. You don't want that last round to be your worst round of the week, and it just sometimes happens that way. Nice approach by Lisa, tossing it up for the tap-in par. Little
Fantastic.
fun one around the tree that you just took off chasing it down. I was really hoping it went. You don't want to look like a goober head, but it just felt so good out of the hand. That's the unfortunate bounce off the top that is dreaded by all players around the world. That and those koozie hits at the bottom. You just dread them, but Sandra is a awesome putter. Able to toss that one back in. Lisa and I were discussing how there's not a ton of FP40 playing this year in Vegas because we're all playing open. We're going to move over and just enjoy Vegas.
We are on hole 13. This is a 390-foot par 3.
Another long par 3. Really have to get the distance, 400 feet. Probably plays at least 350. If you can S through that small gap in the cedars trying to land. The greens are pretty nice to us on most of these. So trying to get one straight through the middle here. I've just been going over the top all day because the winds are much lighter, and getting a nice full flex and sticking close. I like it better when you're not on the card because you haven't seen any of this and you're just looking at me like,
I'm like,
did
wow.
you just do that? Yeah, this is definitely another one you just don't plan on birdieing unless you hit a big putt. I don't think any of us really reached it this week. That Mamba was a fighter, punching through most of that cedar for Sandra. Now she's got a tricky little approach because of the height of the trees, and you can't really see it, but there's a little hill in front of her, so makes for kind of a narrow gap, which she hits beautifully. Unfortunately, no ground play, too much dirt. And I love that little floater approach by Lisa. There's such touch. Sandra trying to compensate for the hitting low, giving it a little extra lift. Unfortunately, goes over the top.
Nice birdie.
Nice little soft, easy putt back in. You could just see us all. We're just like, oh, so tired. We're playing so fast today. No extra rest time on this card.
It was a quick round. Here we are on hole 14. This is a 330-foot par 3.
Watching the height of the release is very important in this. You can pick either way, just straight at it. Big hyzer to the right, playing down the hill. Turnover is a little harder because everything's going to pull off to the left pretty quickly unless you're that lefty or have a strong forehand.
And you do have OB behind the basket.
Yes, going long is possible on this hole. One of the few that does have the OB line. We had no clue. This is a blind, there's a couple blind shots on this course. And so I went with my Halo Jen Allen Rock 3. Lisa gets this cool air bounce. She was disappointed out of the hand and boom, lifts. Beautiful drive. Never give up on it.
Oh, God. Get down.
Sandra was worried this was going to go too far left, but
I think that might be
a lot of room on the left side. It's really the distance if you hold the line too straight that the OB comes into play. So she's going to pitch over to save par.
Smart play.
Great layup.
Yeah, you can see from that shot really how steep this fairway goes down. And you could see by Sandra's shot of how quickly that hyzered off to the left.
We didn't have cameras on my card, but I found my driver really close to the road today.
Yeah.
Like a foot in.
It can go down there very quickly. I was talking how I accidentally left that Halo Rock in the car, but I had a backup.
Putter Pouch Sling, one of my favorite new products.
Holds all my putters, my cell phone,
Pencils, mini, anything you need.
You can detach it, put a sling on it, use it as a little hit pack when you hit the pitch and putt. 3 discs, throw it over your shoulder, off you go.
Inside or outside the court, let's go.
Putter Pouch Sling, keep your favorite discs on a quick draw.
We are on hole 15. This is a 257-foot par 3.
Not the hole you want to be pulling a Zuka. Excited to get to Vegas to use my Zuka card again, but this hyzer, actually, I range is about 180 feet uphill, so probably plays closer to like 215, 220.
It plays as the easiest hole on the course.
Yes. So I backed off of it now that I ranged it. Still went a little bit long, but it felt a lot longer than that. I didn't realize it kind of did stay close. Lisa parked this day one. She was really trying to get over there a little bit closer, but she is near circle's edge, maybe 28 feet or so. Sandra lets that go a little low. Looked like her feet kind of slid on the tee pad a little bit. We had some great concrete tee pads throughout this whole course, and then we just switched to that turf pad. So sometimes that's a little tricky adjustment. And she was really, I think, just trying to start hitting some of these, trying to get a little more lift on the putt. And the adjustment is just very difficult at elevation. Lisa taking the time.
Fantastic job.
Finding the pole and then straight to the bottom of the basket. I become Lisa the bull. I keep playing with the dirt. There was just one little pebble underneath my
just bugging you.
And I was not going to make the same mistake as the previous hole where I just rushed it. So when you throw a good drive, you really want to make sure you capitalize on that. As we're all panting.
I know. I noticed that.
I swear we're in better shape than this. I wonder if we get back to sea level, if walking is going to feel so easy.
I have a feeling it will. Okay, this is hole 16. It is a 568-foot par 4.
Nice, fun shot down the hill. You can take a huge hyzer. You can try to go straight and low, punching down as far as possible. Get it too high, you're going to drop off to the left pretty quickly. There is a OB fence down to the left as well as the road behind. But I really kind of like the low direct line at this instead of the big hyzer. Going with my max weight Wraith, hoping that it holds it a little better. We had a lot of wind day one. Wind has definitely calmed down today. I need glasses. It's so far down I can see it. Masters divisions. We can have readers and stuff now.
Her old eyes.
So more understable disc or releasing that on a little bit more of a anhyzer angle. As you can see, Sandra's Mamba popped up there, held it straight a little longer, just needed a little bit longer hold to get around that last big tree. So this is probably like 240, 260 or so left, and it was a beautiful line going at the basket.
Fast.
And it's just so hard to get the disc to stop downhill.
Just throw it.
Just trying to tell herself, turn the brain off, just play golf. She held second all week long, and it's hard, you know, making those adjustments on the last day and seeing that hard work kind of fade away quickly. You start thinking too much, trying too hard, and just got to play golf. That's what got you there in the first place, so just keep doing it. Went with the Annie, and I didn't really want to because I knew it would hyzer down the hill, but only way I could try to run that eagle putt. So the branches on the left hyzer line were just in the way. Lisa's got a nice look at it. This is for birdie.
Oh,
just
that was a great attempt.
Yep. So Lisa's going to tap in the par.
How many in a row is that for you, Jen?
There's quite a few.
Okay.
I think they're rattled off 6 or so.
Nailed it.
Such a fun card.
Okay, this is hole 17, 352 feet, par 3.
Probably one of the trickiest lines on this course, and I would have to guess it plays as one of the harder holes. You can try the hyzer line over to the right. There's just a lot more trees in the way. The clear way to the basket is with that forehand lefty or a flip up and hyzer, which I attempted and failed miserably day one. So going with my T-bird today just to try to safely get past that first tree. And I did. So it's so funny. It's 352 feet, probably plays 300. I did not realize the hole was that long. That looked like it was just going to keep working so nicely towards the basket, and unfortunately catches that last cedar.
Huh.
Bad luck continues.
Work it. Now get down. Kick right.
We'll see if she can save that one. Lisa just pitching up. She thought it wasn't going to hyzer back, but it slides over there into a nice range. Just trying to pitch it up, make life easy. It hurts to watch. I mean, she's played so well.
I thought that one was in.
She definitely deserved a couple of those to fall.
Yeah.
Lisa taking her time. Much better day on the green. And that is pushing her in front of Sandra for those reasons. We sure do play in some amazing places. We finally made it to hole number 18.
The last hole of the tournament.
360 feet, par 3. I looked at the heavier disc and I said, you know what, it's Mother's Day. So I grabbed my daughter's disc and I threw it a little too hard. I was a little excited, little emotions finally kind of coming through. Lisa with a nice, beautiful full flex drive, getting her up there towards the green. Sandra trying to let it all out. Everything that's held in all day. She's going to be up there about circle 2.
I was running that.
My disc did stay in the trees. Nice guys got that down for me. Again, another little PTSD. I saw this stump right where my foot landed, and I was trying to.
I looked down and saw
She didn't want to eat it today.
I was scared to death. I tried to jump over. Didn't even pay attention where the putter went. I want to give another big shout out to everyone in this community and who helped put on this event. You guys did an amazing job. This is one of my favorite events I think I've played in a very long time. Tried to cash that last par in. It's been such a fun week. Your courses are beautiful. Your town is amazing. The wild animals. I mean, such a great week. Thanks
Everyone
to the
made us feel
PDGA.
welcomed.
Yes, it's really was fun. We had a great group of women who all battled hard, and we had a little bit more shifting around today. Sandra, unfortunately, sliding down to 3rd place. On our other card, we did have Sandi and Mel, who tied for 4th. Lisa jumping up to 2nd, and I was able to walk away with this one.
Well, congratulations, Jen. That was a great major win.
It felt good to play good, you know?
Absolutely.
Looking for the caddy, didn't know where. Find back some tears.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
I had to think of mom, so it made me cry.
Oh. All right, everybody. This year's 2025 Tim Selinske U.S. Masters Champion in the FP40 division, Jennifer Allen.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you to this entire town, the staff. These courses are some of my favorite mountain courses I've absolutely ever played. You guys did so much work, and it was just such a blast. It's always an awesome time playing Masters, and we just have a good time together. So thank you guys so much. Yeah, and happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. I want to drink it. I don't want to be here.
I put my thumb over it so you can drink it.
Good catch.
There you go.
Give me your trophy. You drink. Oh. Cheers.
There's our other card mate.
Happy Mother's Day, Michaela Marie. Oh, champagne, anybody? Oh, you have
And there's Melody Ring.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No one wants to.
Shout out to Mel and Sandi as well.
Wow.
I'm the Disc Golf Guy, and that was my video blog. Jen, we just got done, watching you win and commentating on it. So, yeah, we're going to shift time a little. Anyway, congratulations.
Thank you.
A now 2-time Tim Selinske Masters winner. How does that feel?
Great. It was my first one, which was very special. This one, very special, being on Mother's Day. Every major is just really special, but it's kind of funny. Each one of mine have been special in their own way. My first U.S. Women's was my 150th win. So they're all just have their little bit of spot in my heart that's a little dear. So it was fun. I played great. I loved the courses. I loved the town, and it was just a really great week.
Yeah, it's been amazing, and I know you said it earlier, the host that put us on, coming to New Mexico, this is my first time here.
Yeah, same.
And for a lot of people, it was their first. They really put on a show.
Down here, I've stopped in Albuquerque several times and just never knew, just keep going a little further south and how just beautiful it is. And the wild horses on a course, I mean, I don't know how often we have wild horses in Arizona, but just, you never see them just on the course like that. So it was just magical and special. There was just something in the air that made it really special.
Well, it was an incredible performance throughout, especially here on Mother's Day. Of course, happy birthday to all the mothers out there.
Happy Mother's Day to all the...
Yeah, happy Mother's Day. Did I say happy birthday? Happy Mother's Day. It's been a long week, and might be a little short on oxygen. But happy Mother's Day, of course, to all the mothers out there. Jen and I unfortunately share a moment that we don't have our mothers with us here, but they're with us in spirit. It showed throughout this entire weekend.
Absolutely.
And I got to ask, where do you go next? What's after this major?
We fly home first thing in the morning, and we go straight to Vegas, which also feels like a major within a 4 day. So this will be 3 4 days in a row. But I will say one more time, happy Mother's Day to my daughter. So proud of you.
Yes, as you've now become a grandmother recently as well. And I know she wants to thank her sponsors, Innova.
Yes.
Any others?
Zuka and Grip. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to Terry Miller.
All right, that's everything from New Mexico. This is the PDGA Major, all brought to us by our friends in New Mexico, along with Innova Champion Disc, your overall sponsor. And
thank you, Tim.
Yes.
Tim's watching too.
An incredible human he is. So thank you. We'll see you guys at the next one.